Good Tuesday morning, folks. My apologies that we are late today, starting a little bit late. I'm happy to be here again. Monica Corrado, the GAPS Chef, here on Tuesday. We will go for an hour this morning. I apologize again that we're late. It's just been a very busy time in my life. Many of you know that. I am thrilled to be here with you. I am thrilled to have work that I love and to be able to convey to the best of my ability my understanding of the GAPS diet, the gut and psychology syndrome diet, the gut and physiology syndrome diet, vegetarianism explained, the heart book, of course. The heart book. I wonder if we should talk about heart today. Anyway, so again, Monica Corrado. I am not a medical doctor. Nothing I say is going to be, approved by the FDA, etc. I will do my best to convey to you what Dr. Natasha's protocols are. That's my job. I also want to invite you to my new book, second edition. I think it's backwards. I'm sorry. Anyway, check it out. It is available now for purchase on Selene, S-E-L-E-N-E, River, R-I-V-E-R, press.com. All right. So in any case, first of all, welcome to everyone that's new to us, to the group. Welcome. Please do let your friends know if they're looking for accurate, GAPS, information about GAPS. Come on over and invite them to the page. Please know that everyone needs to have read either the yellow book or the blue book to get on the page, because that allows me to assume that all of us have a certain base level of knowledge, and then we'll get questions that are a little bit more specific, advanced, etc. to the protocol. So do invite your friends to join the page. Please make sure you're sharing your yellow book with them, your blue book with them, my book with them, whatever. Also, welcome to anyone that's new. And do go and download your free intro diet chart that's in featured posts. Okay, so I am back in Colorado. I've been here for 2 weeks. With my family for my son's birthday. I am flying back to Florida to the hospital, or to where my dad's in the hospital again. But I will continue with our Facebook Lives, and I will continue on my page and continue answering your questions to the best of my ability. All right. So, I'm wondering where I'd like to start today. I would like to start today talking about the heart. 2 things, and then we'll get on to all of your questions. Happy to answer your questions. But first, let's say hello to everyone who has joined me. Brea Lynn. Hello, Brea. Hello, Mutsa. Hello, Gilda. Hello, Karen. Good to have you. Good to have everyone, but Karen's back. Hi, Karen. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Edil. Hello, Faria. Good to have all of you, and whoever else is here but not saying hello. Thank you for being here. All right. I want to wish you all a happy winter, a warm winter if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I wish you a happy summer, because we just had the solstice on the 21st. And then all good blessings to you all, no matter what holiday you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or anything else. I wish you all blessings of the season of light. That's what we're here for, the season of light. May light enter your hearts, your homes, your lives. Light, light, light. And even in the darkest moments, may you remember that there is light. Okay, that's my little holiday greeting. Okay, so what I thought I'd start talking about today is a subject that's near and dear to, thank you for the hearts, to my heart, which is heart health. And And we will get on to this. I will take all of your questions after this, but I want to make 2 points. I want to teach them. I want to make them because there is so much misinformation about the heart out there right now, and because my father is currently in congestive heart failure. So there are reasons for that. And most of the reasons, besides the emotional reasons, we remember that emotions have a lot to do with what's going on with you physically, right? I did a Facebook Live on trauma and how to work with trauma, right? How to diffuse trauma, how to work with your autonomic nervous system to calm down so you can actually digest your food. So trauma and grief and emotions are real for adults, for children, for everyone, and they have an effect on whether or not you will be able to digest your food. They also have an effect on your heart and how it works. So, just so people don't think I'm absolutely cracked, there is actually a medical condition now called broken heart syndrome. Yes, you can look it up on PubMed and everything else. So it's real that emotions affect the heart. Yes. I'm trying to take care of my heart right now because of my dad's condition. And one of the things that I'm using is Star of Bethlehem, which I've talked about before. It's a Bach flower remedy. But I want to get on to these other 2 things. So let's talk about the physiology of heart issues. And this is directly connected to GAPS, and it's directly, it is Dr. Natasha's work, which is in the Put Your Heart in Your Mouth book. It's a red book. We call it the red book, just like we call GAPS, the original book, the yellow book, and we call Gut and Physiology the blue book. So the red book is Put Your Heart in Your Mouth. Okay, there's 2 things. There are many things Dr. Natasha goes through in there, but what I'm going to go over now is the role of fat, saturated animal fat. Yes. And I'm also going to talk about liver. Here's why. I did get another question on the page today about, can I take an organ meat supplement? Yes, you can take an organ meat supplement. And remember, everyone, that organ meats are required every day. Daily organ meats in your diet on GAPS. Daily organ meats. So if you're not having organ meats right now, you haven't even introduced them, I can't say for everyone your healing is going to just get faster and deeper and better. But we do know that the organs are the most nutrient-dense things you can eat. And so they provide the body with nutrition that they provide the body with the nutrients, with the nutrition it needs to rebuild so you can be well, so you can handle stress, so you can live in this world of ours. So yes, you can have organ meat supplements. You can take them with the caveat of first making sure they're from grass-fed and finished animals, and second, making sure that they've tested the capsules to make sure that they are glyphosate-free. Remember, folks, that a lot of the capsules that supplements are in gelatin, and if the gelatin comes from not good places, meaning animals that were fed GMO feed or had glyphosate in their diet, that's going to end up in the gelatin that makes the capsules for the beautiful organ meat supplements. So see if you can work with find a company that actually tests their capsules and tells you on the label, glyphosate-free capsules. Okay, let's get back to the heart. So There are a lot of people right now that go into AFib, atrial fibrillation. AFib is when the heart does this, it flutters. You can call it flutter. Again, I'm not an MD, I'm not a cardiologist, but I'm going to speak from nutrition. We know that the heart, in order to beat without flutter, in order to beat the way it's supposed to beat, all human hearts on the planet, young, old, in between, male, female, other, doesn't matter. If you're a human, your heart is supposed to beat bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum. It's not supposed to beat, right? It's not supposed to do this. Just like when we're sleeping, we are supposed to sleep. Maybe not snore, but sleep deeply and not do this. Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I can't rest. Oh, I can't sleep. Oh, I can't rest. Oh, I can't get comfortable. Oh. The heart's supposed to rest in between its movements. It's not supposed to be shaking. It's not supposed to be fluttering. Okay, folks? So if it's shaking and fluttering, I can call it flutter because I'm not an MD. I can't call it AFib, again, because I'm not an MD. I'm going to call it flutter. If the heart is doing this, that means it's not getting the electrical current it needs to do this. Bum, 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 okay? Where does that electrical current come from? It comes from what we call the B1, B4 factor, okay? This is not anything you can find in any vitamin on the shelves except those from Standard Process. But this is not a Standard Process commercial. This is about food, and so the first place you get the B1, B4 factor to make sure the heart gets what it needs nutritionally to do its work is liver. L-I-V-E-R. Liver. Okay? Beef liver, calf's liver, lamb liver, pork liver, chicken liver. The mammals, I believe, will have more than the poultry will, than the birds will. So if you want your heart to be beating, no, say it differently. If you want your heart to have the nutrition it needs to beat in the way it's supposed to, that is liver, folks. B1, B4, okay? It comes from liver. That's what you need to be doing. That's what you need to be eating. And so when you include that in your diet on a regular basis, certainly 2 or 3 times a week, if you're going to make pate, if you're going to make liver and onions or liver and bacon, if you're going to eat little tiny liver shots that I invented years ago to get people who didn't like to eat liver, to taste liver, to take it, frozen liver pills, right? If you can do those every day, that is great. So the first thing the heart needs to be able, in terms of nutrition, to be able to have the electrical current it needs is liver. And we know that the vast majority of humans right now are not eating liver. They're certainly not eating organ meat. They're eating lots of CRAP, pardon my language, that they get from the hot bar or from the drive-thru or maybe who knows what. Even if you're getting meat from the grocery store, right, folks? It's just not nutritious, not nutrient dense. Okay, so that's the first thing the heart needs. And the second thing the heart needs is fats that are good for it. So why do we have clogging? Why are there clogged arteries? Why are there clogs and clots? Why? Because of people eating garbage fats. Okay, what do I mean by garbage fats? I mean they're eating canola oil and they're eating soy oil and they're eating all those other oils that should never ever be heated. And they're everywhere, folks. They're everywhere. You can't even buy mayonnaise in the store anymore that's made from olive oil. That's just olive oil. But people, meaning, let me start in another place. One of the things we have in GAPS is the ability to determine what is going into our body. We determine that by choosing the sources of the food that we cook, by choosing clean food, by choosing food that's grown by farmers or neighbors or co-ops, right? By knowing how things are grown, by knowing how things are harvested, by knowing how to cook them, by putting only pure things into our body. This is a big deal, everybody. The rest of the planet, I'll just talk about the U.S. because that's where I am. The rest of the U.S. is eating. In fact, the U.S. is the worst, as far as I know. The rest of the U.S. is eating prepared foods that have soy and canola and corn oil in them. Even at Whole Foods, folks. You're going to the Whole Foods hot bar? Don't think you're eating organic foods. You're not. Do know you're eating canola oil. A lot of it. That's all they use. Sorry to say. So where do we get clogs from? We get them from eating fats that the body cannot use. Okay? Things that clog you up. So please, I know there are people that worry about all the animal fats that are on GAPS. I know there are people that on our page that have sent in things about cholesterol levels and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's all. I hear you. We're in a culture that is really frightened about heart health. And the reason we're frightened is because the medical industrial complex, I did say that, the MIC, the Western medical training doesn't know anything about food. Okay? They don't know what the heart needs in terms of nutrition, in terms of food. We do. We know. We know it needs liver for that beautiful B1, B4 complex. We know it needs liver. We know it needs heart. If you want a healthy heart, eat heart. Eat chicken hearts, eat beef hearts, eat lamb hearts, right? We know that in order to keep blood moving through the vasculature and not forming clots and not hardening arteries, that we need to eat healthy fats. That means olive oil, not heated. That means coconut oil, heated or not. That means all of the beautiful animal fats. Lard. All of these from pastured animals. Lard, tallow, duck fat, chicken fat, also known as schmaltz, right? All of these beautiful, beautiful fats. That's what we need, folks, to keep the heart healthy. And many other things that we shouldn't be eating, of course, and other things. But if you want more information about that, please take a good look at Put Your Heart in Your Mouth. That's Dr. Natasha's red book again. You can find it. Give it to your uncles, aunts, friends, cousins, spouses, partners, neighbors, anyone whose doctor is trying to put them on statins or blood pressure medication. Sometimes you need blood pressure medication, don't get me wrong, but these are not the first, sometimes they are the first line that we have to deal with. But, right, what if we ate well? What if we ate for a healthy heart? So that's what GAPS is about. Believe it or not, one of the best things about GAPS, it's like an added bonus. When you do the GAPS diet, you get a healthy heart. Yes. And so many other things that clear, right? All right, I just wanted to touch on those 2 points today because I am so distressed and upset and mortified by what they are feeding my beloved father who has congestive heart failure. And of course, I can't bring real food in because I'm not allowed. All right, let's get started, everybody. Again, thank you for your good wishes on the page and your prayers. I really am so appreciative. All right, let's see what we've got. Let's see who came in. La 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 la. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Edil. Hello, Hamda. Hello, Leonie. Good to have you with us again. All right. Good. Okay. Let's go back here. La la la. Sorry about that, folks. Gilda had the first question, and She says, hello, chef. Working hard over here in Northern California to heal my little daughter from JIA. Yep. Okay. And OCD. Following STAR's blueprint. Excellent. Just made her a GAPS shake. Hope she drinks it. Trying to heal her chronic constipation via full GAPS. Okay, great. Great, Gilda. I'm so glad you're working with STAR. She's excellent. I want to just let you know, folks, just a couple things. Let's talk about chronic constipation, okay? We've talked about this before, but I want to give you a little bit more. So for people who haven't been on it, I'm writing it down. All right, chronic constipation. Chronic constipation. So the first thing we want to do, folks, for anyone who's chronically constipated is to give them an enema, unless, again, I've talked about people who shouldn't have enemas, but most of the time we can do enemas for children, for adults, for teenagers, etc. Please get to the Blue Book to Bowel Management chapter. Please go ahead and look at that chapter, get yourself an enema kit, start giving yourself an enema, and then when you're comfortable, start giving your child an enema. Remembering that enemas are the best way to clear toxins from the bowel, to clear toxins from the brain, and to also get constipation cleared. We do not want anyone hanging out constipated for a day, 2 days, 3 days. No way, Jose. So I want to say that. Number two, what is chronic constipation? It also speaks to two things. One, this is from Dr. Natasha. Chronic constipation is telling us the symptom of chronic constipation is telling us that the liver is congested. So yay for the GAPS milkshake, making sure you're using the recipe in the Blue Book. I think it's page 80, if I'm not wrong. With whole eggs, folks. That's egg white and egg yolk. That's what we need for GAPS shakes to work. And also, what else can you do for the liver? Beet kvass, fermented beets, beets in the juice. Beets. The liver loves beets. Lemon juice in water, in warm water. Wonderful for the liver. Castor oil packs on the liver. Those types of things, okay? One of my fabulous students, clients said that all I need to do is drink some pickle juice, and that's my enema in a bottle. Sorry, but that's what she says. Drink a lot of pickle juice, meaning fermented pickles, and out everything comes. All right. The second thing about chronic constipation is the fact that the microbiome, the gut flora is out of balance. So the more you can do to get the gut flora balanced, meaning more sauerkraut, more kefir, more vegetable medley, more anything that's fermented, more GAPS sour cream, which is cultured cream, etc., etc. That's what you want to do. And of course, also, folks, when you have constipation, we stay away from high protein dairy. Means no yogurt. I just said kefir, but no milk kefir. Make kefir cream, which is culture cream with kefir culture. Those types of things. All right, I hope that's helpful. Good for you, Gilda. She's very lucky to have you. Blessings on your journey together. All right. I have a question from Edel. Excellent. How long can I cook liver? I cook it in the meat stock. No way, Jose. Liver. Fast, baby. Liver, liver, liver. If you are sauteing, I'm going to go through meat stock in a minute. If you're sauteing in a pan, it literally is just a few minutes on each side. Low temperature, lots of fat. Keep it pink in the middle. If you're putting it in meat stock, 4 to 5 minutes at a simmer. That's it. Boom. Do not overcook liver. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Make it pink inside. Yeah, you just need a few minutes, folks, at a simmer. No matter what liver it is. Pork, beef, chicken, just a few minutes, really. Does it lose its nutritional value? No, but it releases the... Cooking long will, first of all, make it taste bad because it'll be like shoe leather. So that's yucky. We're already having a hard time eating it. Cooking long will release the nutrients into the water of the meat stock or into the meat stock itself. So make sure to drink the meat stock. But remember, there is value to not overcooking, folks. What's the value? Enzymes, protein structure, all sorts of things. So I would definitely not cook it that long. 4 to 5 minutes in meat stock, add a simmer. That's it, done. Okay, Leonie, oh, I got very sick this week. I'm sorry, splitting migraine and vomiting. Now I don't feel I can take broth, meat, fats, etc. I guess I need a detox. Yes, listen to your body, everybody. If you have migraines and you have vomiting, those are 2 ways the body says, get this stuff out of here, right? The migraine is saying toxins on the brain. Sometimes it's hormonal. But if it's not hormonal, it's about toxins on the brain, according to Dr. Natasha. And vomiting is about get this out of here. So I personally, Monica, would suggest detox measures for sure. So I would be suggesting, what are your best detox measures, everybody? Enema, enema, enema. Get that stuff out. We've had several. I know of one, actually, of my personal, my student, client, people that was exposed to someone who was very sick. They were like vacationing with this person, and they did 3 coffee enemas a day and never got sick. So use enemas. Remember, one of the things that my dear, dear friend, colleague, Dr. Tom Cowan says is we don't have an immune system. We have a detoxification and regeneration system. So, yes, detoxify. Do whatever you can and listen to your body. Just listen. You might need some juices for a while. You might need to do the GAPS liquid fast for a while or dilute meat stock. You may want to do just a lot of Epsom salt baths and enemas and resting and listen to your body. Listen. Best thing to do. Good idea, Leni. Hello, Lena. Good to have you with us. Okay, Mutsa says, my son is responding very slowly to the diet. 9 months in and can't get it right. He recently started pinching himself the whole body, and we just don't know what's causing that. So we know what's causing that, toxins and dysbiosis. I'm sorry, I'm not God. But in the GAPS world, what causes things like that is just the toxins that are being given off by the pathogens. So I don't know what stage you're on with your child. I don't know if you are doing full GAPS, if you're doing intro GAPS, if you're making meat stock correctly, which is short, if you're giving him enough fat, if you've cut out all the sugars, like all the fruit, if you've cut out all the nuts and seeds. I've talked about the importance of cutting those out because they feed yeast. So yeah, I would say for your son, I would be doing enemas every day, once a day, every day. And I would do the protocol that Dr. Natasha has, which is, I don't know if I have this in the right order, but it's in bowel management. But it's do an enema, do a bath next, and then do a massage, an abdominal massage. And yeah, it's really a beautiful thing to start doing for your children. So yeah, I don't have enough information to help more than that, but when we have someone who is responding very slowly, I would say that we need to up the detoxification arm of the diet. Detox, detox, detox. Folks who have been on with me before know that I always talk about the nutritional protocol, the foods of what we eat and don't eat, and then I talk about the detox. These are 2 arms. two tracks, they both have to be done in order to do GAPS. You have to be doing detoxification and a lot of it. Yes. The GAPS shake in Blue Book, yes, it can be taken on stage 2 as long as you have incorporated eggs into the diet. Remembering that on stage 2, we start with the egg yolk, and then we go into the egg white, right? That's all stage 2, folks. Incorporate the egg yolks, make sure everybody's good on yolks, and then incorporate the whites and the whole eggs. Okay, good. Moving on. Yes, and I have to say, Mutsa, if you were the one who told me, if your child has been 9 months on stage 1, that's a problem. If your child's been 9 months on stage 2, not a problem. Stage 2 is the stage that Dr. Natasha has said many, many times that is nutritionally complete, and people can stay on stage 2 and never move if they need to. 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 10 years, well, maybe 5, right? Stage 2. All right. And he says, thanks so much. I was very stressed by someone, so body and brain felt toxic, but generally I felt overly hot and bilious. Okay. Yeah, well, that's a big deal. When we feel toxic because of people, our body's going to be responding. Right? We are multidimensional. We have a physical body. We have emotions. We have thoughts. It's all going to play in together. Hello, Uma. Good to have you. All right. I am happy to take more questions. If people would like to throw them into the... Just throw me a question. Da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, I'll just sit here and tap dance if you want. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Oh! Who is coming to France with me next year? I haven't even put that on the page yet, or maybe I have. I don't remember. France. This is a Weston A. Price. Yeah, I did put it on the page. This is a Weston A. Price week in the south of France where Julia Child and her friend Simone Beck did a lot of their cooking, and yeah, anyway. Karen wants to know flu recovery suggestions. Sure. Okay. Flu recovery suggestions, GAP style. Enemas. Did I say enemas? Coffee enemas if you do them, for sure. What else? Flu recovery suggestions. Lots of sauerkraut juice. Lots of kraut juice or cabbage tonic. Cabbage tonic recipe is on our page if people want it. I say kraut juice, folks, because cabbage is very high in vitamin C. So there's some C for you. I would be taking either milk kefir, or if you don't work with kefir yet, you could work with vegetable medley and have lots of vegetable medley that is made from kefir from... whey from kefir. It's kefir whey is what the vegetable medley has in it. That stuff can be miraculous, the vegetable medley, really, in terms of sending a flu bye-bye. I would also be doing things like garlic, lots of garlic. If you have fermented garlic, I'd be eating it. If you have... you can also do raw garlic. Certainly, garlic is very, very good. It's antimicrobial. It's also specific to the respiratory system. I don't know if you have that going on. But, I know things for the flu really are about detoxifying the body, for sure. So, lots of kraut juice and or cabbage tonic, lemon in warm water with raw honey, and garlic. That's what I call garlic lemonade. I got that from someone a long time ago. Garlic lemonade. Lots of vegetable medley juice or brine, and lots of enemas. People also like elderberry. Elderberry syrup. Really very good. If you can get a clean one that isn't made with a bunch of sugar. Elderberry tincture, elderberry syrup. Those are also good. And I would absolutely be looking at homeopathy. I would absolutely be looking at homeopathy for flu. There are several good homeopathic remedies. Homeopathy is just fine on GAPS. It's an excellent tool to use when you're on the GAPS diet. So I would look into homeopathic remedies for flu. Karen, sorry you're not well. All right, looking to support my kidneys. Is there anything else I should be looking at besides drinking more water and also eating kidney? Ooh, so the question, Leonie, is are we supporting the kidneys because we're really supporting the adrenals? So if we're supporting the adrenals, then are we supporting the kidney because of Chinese medicine? Give me more. If you're just working to support the physiological kidney, the physical kidney, like your kidneys that sit there, kidneys need minerals. Kidneys need minerals. Kidneys need seaweed. Kidneys need salt. Kidneys need not crappy salt, good high mineral salt. And we've talked about salt before on another one of my videos. So water, minerals, seaweed. Yeah. If you're looking for direct kidney support and eating kidney for sure. Those are all very good things to do. I'm trying to think if there's anything else off the top of my head. If it's adrenals that you're wanting to support, which sit on top of the kidneys, right? Then adrenals, you want to look at adaptogenic tonics. You want to look at adaptogens and tonics. Those are herbs. Again, I'm not an herbalist. I'm not a medical herbalist. I'm not a licensed herbalist. But there are many, many, many wonderful herbs that you can find. I would look into learning things from Matthew Wood. He's an amazing herbalist. Susan Weed, S-U-S-U-N, Weed. Rosemary Gladstar. These are all David Hoffman. These are all incredible herbalists that have been around a long time. You can look their stuff up, and they really are amazing. Kidneys for fluid retention in your ankles. Okay, girly girl. So I just want to say to people, I don't want to scare anybody, especially you, but we remember that fluid retention can also point to weak heart. I know. Edema around the ankles can point to a weak heart. Doesn't mean I'm saying that's what you have, but I would like you to, I don't know where you even are, where you're located. Maybe we can get you a heart sound recorder done. I would look at those herbalists online or in their books and see what they've got in terms of kidney support. I personally don't know those herbs right off the bat. I would think that nettles, stinging nettle would be good, but that's the only one that's coming to me right now. Okay. But I also would be looking, you may want to start drinking some hawthorn berry tea. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Uma says, hello, Uma. Hi, Monica. Me and my daughter, we had constipation. We did enemas, just only water came back. Ooh, what do you think at that time? Can you repeat the enema again? Yes. Repeat the enema. Make sure, folks, that if you're doing a cleansing enema, it's just a little bit cooler than body temperature, just by a little tiny smidge, maybe. Yeah, so that the body clears out. I would do, yes, I would do that at least 2 or 3 times. If you're doing a coffee enema, which is not what I'm suggesting for you, Uma, or your daughter, because I don't know how old she is, then we're looking at warmer water because we want to make sure that a little bit warmer than body temperature because we want to make sure that the body holds the coffee for a while. Yeah, sometimes we do enemas and only water comes back because, again, I don't know, but it's possible that you're so compacted with feces that the colon is so compacted that nothing's coming out. So I would just do an enema, do 1 or 2 at a time, and then do it again the next day, you know, as often as you can to start getting things to move. Okay? Make sure you're following the bowel management protocol in here, meaning there's lots of different, Dr. Natasha goes very clearly into how to work with children with enemas, how to work with adults with enemas. So I would look there. Okay. Hello, Faria. Any tips on what to look for when buying new mattresses, pillows, and duvet to avoid any necessary toxins? Yes. So, organic. Organic is what you're looking for, because apparently, so organic materials, and they are expensive, but if you're in the market for a new mattress, you want to look for organic and natural materials, because there are so many chemicals that outgas. They've got cooling gels, and they've got, I don't know. I would look for organic and natural. There are several websites out there that have them. When you're looking for pillows and duvets, absolutely organic material. You must. Because cotton is, you want to go for cotton. So you want to go for organic cotton for pillows and duvets. Duvet covers, right? You can do feathers for the duvet itself. But you're really looking for organic cotton, because cotton is so sprayed and so toxic. So in terms of pillowcases and organic cotton. Pillows, again, you have to, I always, and I believe Dr. Natasha would say the same, because I've heard her teach so many times, we want natural materials. We want natural materials for when we're sleeping. That's why we don't want to be washing in horrible chemical detergents, right, folks? We don't want to wash. Our clothes shouldn't stink of perfume. You're in bed, hopefully 8, 10, 12 hours a night. Your children, we want to make sure that they're non-toxic as best as possible. So pillows really should be made of either of feathers or some kind of cotton batting, I suppose. Cotton filling. Yeah, natural materials, organic. That's what you're looking for. I hope that's helpful. Okay. All right. Uma says, 2 years old, she became suddenly constipated. Not sure. Last couple of weeks, we did an enema. I saw a lot of parasites. How can I help? She's in full GAPS. So one more time with feelings, folks. I did a whole, I will put it up. Last week's Facebook Live was all about when do we do full GAPS? Why do we do full GAPS? How do we do full GAPS? And my personal and Dr. Natasha's recommendations about full GAPS. So you might want to look at that if you haven't seen it yet. But also, we saw a lot of parasites, yes. So what we want to do, folks, everyone, when we have imbalance in the body, meaning when we have microbial imbalance in the body, whether it's parasites or it's worms or it's fungi or it's yeast or it's whatever it is, right? Whether it's pathogenic microbes, whatever's out of balance, it's there because it's trying to help the body. The body has actually called these things in to try and bring it back to balance. The microbes live in the body. So one of the things that you must do is, pardon me, one of the things that you must do is get her microbiome boosted, robust. She needs a robust microbiome. Everybody does, folks. So that's why we're so big about eat fermented foods every day, eat cultured dairy every day, eat fermented foods every day, eat cultured dairy every day, eat fermented tonics, drink them, all those things, because the more that you bring in good, beneficial microbes, the more the ones that are not so beneficial will leave. So we're glad that they left, Uma. We're glad they left via the enema. I would continue enemas for her. Gently, wonderfully, yes, enemas for the 2-year-old. And I would be really making sure that she's getting a robust microbiome by having a lot. That means a lot of good microbes by eating a lot of fermented vegetables, fermented tonics, fermented beverages. And I would also personally, if I had someone on full GAPS, I would take them off fruit and nuts. That's according to me. Fruit and nuts can really just feed pathogens, and you have to decide as the mom whether you want to do that or not. But certainly, fruit can be very helpful because it has vitamin C in it, but it can also be very harmful if they're having a lot of fruit, and meaning more than a piece of fruit a day, or depending on where you live, or 2 pieces, but it can be a lot of sugar for pathogens. So, all right, Leonie says, I must say I feel better with white beans in my diet, more stable and less reactive. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Good, good, good. That's really wonderful. All right. Any other questions for anyone about anything? I want to talk about a question that came up on the page today, or at least I saw it today, and that is this. Do not be afraid of mucus. Do not be afraid of mucus coming up in your throat. Do not be afraid of mucus. We need to help clear the mucus out, but we remember that mucus is, Dr. Natasha has a really cute little, I call it cute, but she calls it the mucociliary escalator. Mucociliary escalator. The mucociliary escalator is the way that the lungs and the throat get mucus up, 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 so you can get it out. So if you're having mucus because of whatever, remember, that is your body's reaction to something, trying to get it out, get toxins out of the body. So let's embrace getting the toxins out of the body. Let's do things like steams. Let's do things like lots of hot tea, hot herbal teas. Let's do things to help get the mucus out. For people who have the flu, for people who have a cold, right? What do we want to do? We want to help get it out. Those are some ways to do that. That was for someone on this call. So, all right, I can take one more question or 2 more questions, or we can be done. What would people like? Anything you would like. So, yeah. I really suggest that everyone get the blue book and read what's in there. I suggest you get the yellow book. Go back. I also suggest, folks, that you get to gaps.me. GAPS, GAPS.me. That's Dr. Natasha's official site. You're welcome, Lena. Before you go anywhere else and you look to anyone else for an answer, go to Dr. Natasha first. GAPS.me. She has an FAQ there, facts, FAQs, and you can look things up there. You can search things. There are hundreds of questions that she has answered. You're welcome, Uma. Okay, Faria says, I have noticed more phlegm after I increased fats. Yes, is that the lungs detoxifying? Yes, good connection there. That's exactly right. Yep, keep it up. Keep it up, get it out. Keep it up, get it out. Keep it up, get it out. Thank you, Leonie. Thank you. Thinking of me and my family. Thank you. We'll get through. We are so blessed, as you all know. The GAPS diet is the best protective thing we've got, and the best thing to help us get through anything that's going on. So I will bring with me, again, my good salt. There's a video on salt. I will make meat stock as soon as I get there. I will actually buy some ferments because I don't have time to make them. I'll make them if I can, just to keep myself, and I'm going to buy a bunch of liver and eat it every day so that I can keep myself grounded, centered, nourished, and give my body the nutrients it needs going through this stressful time. All right, Hamda, how long does it take to change everything in your GAPS diet? It could take a day, meaning go into your pantry and your refrigerator and donate or throw out everything or give away everything that doesn't, that is not GAPS compliant. And then source everything that you need for GAPS, and then start cooking. Could take a day. It just depends on your family. It depends on your situation. It depends on your level of knowledge in terms of cooking, all those types of things, of how long it takes to change everything to GAPS. I usually suggest to people that they take it slowly and do one thing at a time. Do one thing at a time, meaning learn how to make meat stock or back up from there. Source clean food. Switch out your fats from bad fats to healthy animal fats. That's a great thing to start with. Find good eggs, right? Do that. Source good meaty bones. Start making ferments. Just take one thing at a time, folks. Everything you do will help. Everything you do counts. Everything. Even one little thing. Take a baby step, and then it's a great, great way to go. Lena says the hardest thing is trustworthy sourcing, trying to find tallow for a week. So again, resources for folks. I know you may know them, Lena, already, but I'm going to say them for our group here. So one of the things to do is get on westonaprice.org, WESTONAprice.org. Look for local chapters. Look for a chapter leader who can help you source. The next thing about getting clean tallow is to get online and get to either U.S. Wellness Meats. You can also get to White Oaks Pastures, or White Oak Pastures. They're in Georgia. Those are online. You can get to Miller's Biofarm, and you can source beef fat and render your own tallow. It's just like making lard. You can also buy Epic tallow and Fatworks tallow. Do the best that you can. That's what we always try to do. Okay, folks, so try to source locally if you can. And if you can't buy beef fat to render your own tallow, or lamb fat or bison fat. Remember, you can do lamb, bison, beef. They're all tallow. They're all good fats. So if you can't get it, the fat, to render it yourself, you can buy it in a jar as long as it says grass-fed or traditionally rendered, etc. Okay. Uma says, which magnesium is GAPS allowed? Again, Dr. Natasha talks a lot about magnesium glycinate in the Blue Book. I personally work with Standard Process and use Easy Mag because it's made from chard leaves. Okay. Hi, Marie. Marie says, what is the cause, in your opinion, of a person that has a cold left hand and tingling in the forearm? I'm late today. I know you're late today. A cold left hand and tingling in the forearm. Again, in my opinion, I would go and have that checked out because that is the arm that tells us about heart health, right? I'm a layperson, but yeah. Tingling in the arm usually means one of two things, either nerve. You could go to a chiropractor. If it's a nerve issue, which means you've got a pinched nerve that's making your arm tingle, they could fix that because they could fix the subluxation. They would also be able to find out if there's anything going on with your heart, I would think, because if you have a cold hand, usually that's about lack of circulation. So that's and lack of circulation can mean that you are not getting enough blood flow to the hand or the arm, right? That's just common knowledge. So I would check. Maybe, Marie, I don't know where you're located, but perhaps get to a chiropractor to see if they can clear a subluxation, get your spine aligned, and see if that's enough. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, out of stock is the challenge with tallow and lard. Okay. Do your best, Lena. If you can't get tallow and lard, then get chicken fat, get duck fat, right? Get any animal fat you can get. That's what I would look at. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Faria says, thank you for your time and sharing your knowledge. You are welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's really my honor and pleasure and privilege to be here talking with people about this incredible, nutrient-dense, amazing nutritional protocol that we know works. It's wonderful. All right. All right, everyone. Any last questions? I know we started late, so I'm going late. Any last questions? Hearts. I love hearts. Send me more hearts. Thank you, everybody. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and close then and say blessings to each of you. We will see each other next week, and it will be the new year. I do believe. Won't it be the new year? I think it will. It might be January 2nd or something. So yay! She rendered 1 pound of ghee and duck fat yesterday. You get stars and A pluses and lots of clapping. Good for you, Marie. Happy, happy, happy. All right, folks. So I will see you in the new year. Blessings. May the end of 2022 be full of ease and light and blessings for all of you and good health. And may we all go into 2023 with good heart, right? Good heart. Doing the best we can and knowing that's all we can ever do. Blessings to you, blessings to your family. And thanks, Joanna. Good to see you. Thank you. It's really a blessing to me to be connected with you. It's keeping me more centered than I would be if I wasn't. So blessings to everyone. And may 2023 just be wonderful for all of us. Okay. Bye now.